I just had to talk to you about it because it was not just the highlight of my week, but possibly the highlight of my year. So I had to tell you. Now, I'm sure a lot of the people watching this may be familiar with the Marmalade boys from Instagram and TikTok. But if you are not familiar with the Marmalade boys, they're three lads, Checkers, Srey and Jim. Jim still lives in Adelaide, but Checkers and Srey moved down to Melbourne and they're living with me. So my housemates are Checkers and Srey. And these two guys are a couple of the funniest, wildest, most lovely guys you'll ever meet. And they've made a cult following on Instagram and TikTok about playing reserves football and drinking chalky milk. Do you like your chalky milk?
I love chalky milk.
We
chalky milk's the best.
Love chalky milk. And I can't believe, in a world where there's so much divide, the one thing that's brought everyone together has been chalky milk. It's the best culture. Anyway, they do play the bottom division of reserves football in Adelaide. And it's called the Div 12 Ressies. And it's what made the name for themselves. They got on the Today Show with Carl Stefanovic. They've been all over the news just because people love watching these guys who have no idea how to, or aren't very good at playing footy, treat it as if it's the AFL. Anyway, not long ago, we played the biggest game of Div 12 Ressies ever. It's their last game they were ever going to play in Adelaide because they've moved down to Melbourne. So they made an event, and the whole concept was, let's make the lowest quality of football ever seem like an AFL grand final.
That is so fun.
So there was food trucks, energy drink companies came down. We had entertainment, DJs, and we didn't know how many people would come, but they were pumping it up on the radio during the week. Different radio stations were jumping on board. And we thought, gee, this could be pretty big. I flew over from Melbourne to play the game in Adelaide. We signed a bunch of random, Aaron Gox, who's a comedian. We signed Mark Cosgrove, who used to play cricket for South Australia. Just the most random people come together for the biggest game of Div 12 Ressies ever. And 5,000 people rocked up for the lowest game of football that would normally get 12 people there.
Was there even space for that many people?
You need to see, if you haven't seen the video, go look it up on TikTok or Instagram, the Div 12 Ressies. It was honestly breathtaking. The highlight of the game, and this is my 6-pointer, and it's a literal 6-pointer, is Srey, my main man, the best bloke of all time, little sweetheart, had never kicked a goal in his life before, and the whole country has gotten behind Srey. They've fallen in love with him, and they all came not just for the Div 12 Ressies, but specifically to watch Srey kick his first goal. And we were getting pumped by 100 points because, like I said, we were the worst team, and we were playing the top team in the bottom division. Pumped by 100 points, but no one cared. Everyone was having fun because they were drinking chalky milk and they were just there to watch Srey kick a goal, his first goal, and we thought, will it happen? But sure enough, first ball up of the last quarter, we win the hit out, we pump it long inside 50, the whole crowd collectively shuts their mouth and holds and pauses and takes a breath and goes, will he slot this straight through the high diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle? Sure enough, he collects it, pumps it through, and before you had enough time to process what was going on, 5,000 people swarmed the ground. It looked like when Lance Buddy Franklin kicked his 1,000th goal in the AFL for Sydney. It was incredible. He was crying. His family were crying. It was honestly the most magical moment, and that was my 6-pointer.
I feel like you just told that story so well. I really felt like I was there.
It was honestly not a lot properly takes my breath away, but that was once again, the power of community football, and to see 5,000 plus people and all the people watching on the live stream, which were thousands as well, getting behind a bloke who's never kicked a goal before.
That's so special.
That's what local community football is all about, celebrating the little wins like that,